All right, we've got more bees in the nest. Let's go to the next letter B. Who do we got?
Octavia Butler.
Yes.
Well, this is not a picture of Octavia Butler. I could find you a picture of Octavia Butler. But she's a sci-fi writer. She's passed, but she's a brilliant sci-fi writer. Basically, well, there's like multiple trilogies, and I think this set of trilogies, Parable of the Talents, or they're basically a group of people. So it's basically post-apocalyptic future, but she really imagines what is the natural conclusion of the world we're currently living in. So it really helps. Well, with some of her books. This book I like because it's about a group of people it's set in like LA in, when is it? 2030, which is actually pretty soon. 2032.
What are we going to see?
And as the many films we've all seen, it's a post-apocalyptic future. Like the society has descended into chaos, and it's this community led by a woman named Lauren Olamina that follow a religion that her mother has created called Earthseed, that follows this philosophy that life, like God is changed. Like that's the philosophy. So the quote I had taken is from their verses of their Earthseed book. And the quote is, "All that you touch, you change. All that you change changes you. The only lasting truth is change. God is change." And that's the philosophy by which this group of people live. But like, there's interesting things in the story. So as they go along in their adventure of like trying to survive in this post-apocalyptic world led by this character of Lauren Olamina, she really predicts how the world is gonna, like how at least North America is gonna fall apart. So I don't know if it's in this book, but in one of her books that is part of this trilogy, there's a president whose motto is "Make America Great Again." No, for real. To be fair, Trump is not the first one who came up with that logo. She wrote this, in the 90s or in the 80s? But she predicts a Trump-like character. She predicts all of the sort of strands of like societal breakdown that we see along, racism, the environmental destruction. At some point, like Burger Company destroys the whole Amazon rainforest, and they have they have, which is happening. Like,
can I ask a question here?
Yeah.
Is it possible, and I don't know if this is disrespectful, so cut me off, but is it possible that the right is inspired by like, am I off page saying that? Because
I mean, no, I don't think. I mean, I wish they would read it.
Okay,
but it's a fair analysis of, like, if you read through this, like where things are going, you would make this prediction. But it is funny that like long before Trump, she wrote about another. But Trump wasn't the first president to say "Make America Great Again," right?
Yes.
But the outcome of the racist society that we're seeing right now, right? And then the societal breakdown. But I like the God has changed thing because for me, it matches like what I actually believe in terms of like, I guess we call it Buddhist philosophy or whatever, Vipassana meditation stuff that says nothing is real, everything is actually constantly in a state of flux. It even kind of weaves back to I equate Arma, because it's this idea that the state of our being isn't what we think it is. Like, we're actually expansive beings that are not limited to the narrow confines of the world we're operating in. And if we can tap back into that sense of knowing, we won't be so easily like fucked up by all of this shit. I don't know how else to put it. So I think that's probably the crux of this group that navigates this post-apocalyptic future. And I think we're going to need those skills anyway right now, clearly, like with COVID and whatnot, like that we have no control. The nature of reality is, constantly changing. Nobody has any control. Even the people who claim to have that kind of power, they don't know anything. They might try to hide in their bunkers, but they don't know anything. They don't know what they're going to do. They don't know what's coming. So if we actually there's going to be something within our own traditions that we have to tap back into, because we can't trust the so-called leaders of our society at this point, because they're responsible for the chaos that most of us are suffering, right? So again, she gives us a lot of a vision of the future, but a vision. So you wanted black futurity. She's saying this is how you're going to survive the coming chaos, and there will be more chaos. The pandemic is not the end of it.
I'm excited to read that book. You have no idea.
I think you'll like it. I think you'll really enjoy it.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm so excited. All right, that is B.
B is also for Butler, Octavia Butler.